A little over a month ago, probably about 2 months at this point, I started uploading a certain, I guess you could say, sector of videos where I was naming how there is going to be a new criminal class that is entering this establishment. This video right here that I'm doing, that you are being presented, is a perfect example of why I say there is a rise in a new criminal class. And the irony is that this is coming out of Chicago. So you have a picture right here of 3 Colombians south of the Borderians. And you know what's so interesting? I don't think we've ever done or talked about the ones coming out of Colombia. They usually talk about Venezuela the most. But here we are now talking about 3 south of the Borderians coming out of Colombia who were charged for scamming this woman out of more than $20,000 at a suburban grocery store. 3 Colombian SOBs, we'll just call it like that. They're calling them migrants, but we're not calling them that. Migrants would assume that they actually came here legally. Have been charged with stealing more than $20,000 from a woman in suburban Addison last week. Prosecutors say Miguel Pena Gomez, age 43, Liliana Nagles Cuesta, age 49, and Angela Posada Acosta, age 45, scammed a woman outside of the Caputo's Fresh Market located on 510 West Lake Street on November 7th. Pena Gomez allegedly approached a woman asking her for help, claiming that he had a winning lottery ticket worth $6 million and he needed money to collect the winnings. That was a red flag right there. While he was speaking with the victim, Nagles Cuesta went up to them and asked them if they needed help, and she spoke Spanish. Prosecutor says Nagles Cuesta then pretended to contact lottery authorities to see how much money was necessary to collect the winnings, which she then told the victim was $30,000. The victim told the two that she did not have $30,000. That's when Nagles Cuesta offered to get money from her account to help. Nagles Cuesta left saying she was going to the bank. Pena Gomez and the victim drove to the victim's bank, where the victim withdrew $20,143 and then drove back to Caputo's. It's no way in hell that I would have ever done that. Prosecutor says Nagles Cuesta then left the victim and Pena Gomez again and told them she was going back to her bank to withdraw more money. A short time later, Pena Gomez allegedly told the victim that he was not feeling well and asked her to go into the store to get him some medicine. When the victim went into the store, she left the money in the glove compartment of her car. When she returned, Pena Gomez took the money and fled. Now, let me tell you, this crime that these 3 committed, this is something they're used to doing back in their homeland. Why do you think I keep telling you about the new criminal class, the rise of the new criminal class? This is what they do. This is what they've been doing overseas, back in their homeland, and they bring their bad habits over here. At the same time, y'all out there have to be very careful with these scammers, because they will say and do anything, and I hate to say it, but I'm finding a lot of these scammers and schemers happen to be foreign born. Not saying there aren't any here, but I find a lot of them are foreign born. Prosecutor says Nagles Cuesta never returned. Posada Acosta supposedly acted as a lookout during the encounter. The 3 suspects were arrested in Crystal Lake on November 16th. Each of them were charged with 1 count of theft by deception of $5,000 or more from someone over 60 years old. And again, they took advantage of someone who was older, because they knew they wasn't going to pull that on someone who was around their age or younger. Their next court appearance was scheduled for December 11th. That's crazy. And I think that's what makes this story even more upsetting, is because they took advantage of someone who was considered an elder. And who knows, that might have been all the money they had. You know, that's probably maybe some retirement fund. You know, that money that they were saving up. And because they felt bad for this person, they decided that they were going to try and help them out. But I would have knew something was immediately wrong when he was asking, can I get $20-some thousand off? First off, You are a complete stranger. What the hell would make you think I'm going to give you all of that money and I don't even know who you are? I don't even know your name. And even if I did, I'm not just going to give you all of this money so you could pay a quote unquote fee to get your $6 million winnings, quote unquote. Like, that would have just been a red flag for me. But like I said, they took advantage of someone who was older. Because again, it would not have worked on someone around their age because they are all in their 40s. And it wouldn't have worked on anyone younger than them because they would have caught it. But they took advantage of someone who was older. That was an elaborate scheme. In my opinion, this woman was definitely targeted. They were probably sitting there all day or for however long they were out there and looking for someone that just looked like they was going to be a willing participant or a willing victim, unfortunately. An unfortunate victim, I should say, in this situation. And boom, they found one. Well, I'm glad they ended up catching them. Hopefully they are able to retrieve the money that was stolen from this woman and all of it, and they pay additional fines as well for the suffering that they gave to her, unbeknownst to her. But like I said, the rise in the new criminal class, and this is in Chicago, you know, Mayor Brandon Johnson keeps letting these people in, and you're going to continue to get stuff like this that's going to occur. And the crazy part about it is, this is light work compared to stories that I've talked about where they've done way, way worse.